Hello, friends. Melanie and I were talking about the fact that sometimes we will see something that's a little better for us in the grocery store, but it seems a little pricey and we could do something cheaper that may not serve us as well, and how we'll avoid that. And I said, kind of started making a little bit of a mind shift about that because we need those good foods, those whole foods. And so if I see a salad that's a little more pricey, I'll think, but for three something, okay, would I buy a bag of chips? Maybe. So the salad is the better choice. Do I buy a Starbucks coffee for, $5? It's rare, but I do it. Would I buy an ice cream? And the answer most likely, if we're honest, is yes. So the better decision is to buy the salad because that's going to serve us, and then maybe ditch the chips or ditch a coffee or ditch maybe an ice cream. Not completely because we want to live life, but just kind of shifting a little bit to think, yes, but what else do I spend, almost $4 on that doesn't serve me as well? And I don't even think twice about it. And kind of making that little bit of a shift. And we're talking about the fact too, that when we eat whole foods now and we take care of ourselves, we either spend that money, invest that money into our wellness, or sometimes we're paying for it for prescriptions later, which is a pain in the tuchus because who wants to spend money on prescriptions? And at the same time, we're grateful because they're keeping us here and they're keeping us well, and it happens. But if we can do some of that, like, I don't know, proactive, where maybe we don't have to be on prescriptions in our 80s, because I think we just feel like, well, it's just part of life. And not really. There's a lot of research saying plants can do the same thing, and we don't have all the side effects. And I was saying, it's just, it's that time thing too. So Scott had a heart attack, which I'm sure all of you know, and we have prescriptions, and I'm thankful because they're keeping him alive. And at the same time, whenever we go away or we do something, we have to be thinking about, how we're going to make sure we have what he needs and planning ahead and it takes a lot of mental energy. So just to kind of think about that, because I think sometimes we think, oh, insurance will pay for it. Maybe, but it's also that mental thing. And there's something about seeing a bunch of pills on the counter that's a little disheartening, honestly. And at the same time, grateful. Okay. And Medicaid folks, like Scott and I are there, Scott's there, I will be there. It doesn't pay the same. So whatever insurance you're on now, is probably better than what you're going to get later when you really need it. So the more we can kind of stay away from all of that, the better. And if you're on it, that's okay. We're not saying whatever, but if we're not on a lot of pills yet and we can avoid that, like, let's eat our whole foods.
Yeah. Yeah, Deb and I were talking about pasta. That's how it actually began. And she was saying like all the different options now of like, spaghetti being made out of lentils and black beans or vegetables and things like that. And I said, but they're so much more expensive, which doesn't bother me. But, my other half looks at a box of pasta, which is, really less than half the price of, maybe the box of lentils. And I said, that it is a conversation. And then she said, but would he buy a bag of chips for that $3 something? And I'm like, yeah. So, but chips, that's just the price of chips, right? So you're just going to spend it if you want the bag of chips. Whereas when you're looking at the pasta, you have these different options that are half the price of that. So, so I like that mental shift of, but I would spend it on something else. And again, the pasta, we're going to get a couple meals out of, because it's just the two of us. So we're easily going to get 2.5 meals out of a box of pasta. And yeah, we won't eat the bag of chips all in one sitting either, but which is the better for?
I might.
Yeah, we don't. But at the same time, if you're looking at our overall health, spending the money on the more expensive pasta is going to be our better option. Mm-hmm. And just trying to make those switches. So just something to think about, folks. We're not trying to talk you into one way or the other, but just some food for thought, because it was something that came up for us as we were discussing like what we were going to talk about this month. And it was just a conversation that happened and we thought we'd share with all of you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you are struggling in that area, as always, we're here. We can help you create a plan of wellness and maybe help make those mind shifts, because it really does start with our mind and what we're thinking about. Everything does. So if we can shift our mind to a different place, that is life-changing.
Yep. And that's what we have found as we've been working with some of you through coaching and things like that is it's a mind shift. And it's like, oh, this wasn't as hard as I thought, because all I did was kind of shift my thinking, and I can adopt this. Find out what works for you.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, have a fabulous day, and reach out if we can do anything for you, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.